Hi everyone, this is Bill. I'm here in our innovation room in Parkway at Library Services, and I just want to show you something that I've been working on for a little while now. Over the last year, about a year ago I guess, I was at a conference and I was talking to some folks, and I've been into augmented reality and thinking about augmented reality for a little while, and at this conference I started talking to some folks, and we started talking about this augmented reality sandbox. And I had seen it before, and I had seen videos in different places, Science Center and things like that, but I hadn't actually thought about what if I could create one. And so behind me, you'll see here, we've created an augmented reality sandbox. Now, it's not necessarily new, it's not necessarily unique, in that there are a lot of places out there that have done this. But I just want to share with you our implementation of it and show kind of what it is that we've created, why we've created it, and just what we're thinking about. And so, as you can see behind me here, to a certain extent, we have our sandbox, we have our projector, runs off of a Kinect, and then over across the room there is our computer that basically runs this whole thing. So I'm just gonna pause here for a second. I'm gonna show you basically what we've done. We'll talk about why we've done it, and just kind of talk through. It's exciting. It's still in that kind of beginning phase because it's not done yet, and there are a lot of things that we want to still do and think about with it. But ultimately, this is our first go at it, and we want to just share that with those of you out there who might be interested in using and creating an augmented reality sandbox with your kids. Alright, so here we are, and this is our sandbox, and as you can see, the sandbox itself, first of all, our facilities department did an amazing job creating this. It actually all breaks down and comes apart so I can move it and take it out to different schools or wherever I want to take it. But ultimately, as we get into the sandbox, you can see that the sand that is at the base here, this is what you see is the contours of the sand. And as I come in here, and I got this mountain here, but if I want to change the topography, all I do is move that sand out of the way, and dynamically the topography changes. Now this is all run out of this contraption here, which is just a projector and a 3D camera from a Kinect, just the original Xbox 360 Kinect. That camera, because it is a 3D camera, can take a look down and shine down and capture the surface of the sand. That feeds back over to this Linux box. We're running Linux Mint on this computer, and the software on this computer that was developed at USC kind of maps out the topography, and the software then is just projected back through this projector onto the sand. Now what's cool about this, there's lots of things that are cool about this, but what's cool about this is that it really gives you the sense of a dynamic space, and you can really see the context. Additionally, if I hold my hand over this, you're going to see that it starts to rain, and the water spreads based on the topography. Now I find this really amazing, and then as I change the topography, the water changes with it. And so it's always a dynamic space where kids, if you're studying geography or landforms or anything like that, kids can actually go in and create and see how, first of all, water flow is going to react, but also how topography changes. I know when I was a kid and I would look at a map of topography, I understood essentially that, the darker colors, like in this case, the red indicates elevation and the low indicates, water and sea level. But I didn't really understand that just looking at a flat map. This gives me the ability to really understand and really experiment and look at the different ways that landforms work. It's a pretty amazing system. And so what we've done here is, first of all, we built our sandbox, We used the sand, we bought some sand and all of that. And then this is, if you're familiar with these, this is a smartboard cart. It was for the mobile smartboards that we used to have in our district, and we've essentially modified that to put this projector on here, short throw projector, 3D printed a mount for the Kinect, and then mounted that Kinect on there, and everything runs off of that computer with a pretty beefy graphics card. Now, I don't want to say that this was easy. It took me, and I'm not a Linux whiz, but it took me a little while to figure out how to calibrate it and how to get it going, and the different things that I needed to do. But here we are now, a year later. We've got our computer, we've got our sandbox, everything is working, and essentially we're good to go. And so this fall we're looking at where we can put this out in our schools and how we can use it in different ways. So it's pretty exciting. I just wanted to share what we were doing with this, how this kind of came about, and all the directions are found online. It is completely open source. Again, I don't want to say that it was an easy task, but it also, there's been so much open source work around this that it's really something that I think is doable for a lot of people. So I hope this is helpful. I hope that, if you are interested in an augmented reality sandbox, that you are able and basically that you are able to create something that is meaningful for the kids in your class. I'm sure that I will do more about this in the future, but right now I just wanted to kind of do a basic introduction and really just show you kind of what we've been working on for a while. Thanks so much.